What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Anton on One podcast, brain-tickling conversations for the ambitious and anxious young Filipino. My name is Anton Fausto, and if it's your first time here listening, because you saw the name of the guest, well, welcome to my show. This episode is very special, not just because I happen to be guesting the daughter of the vice president of our country, but because this is one of the only episodes na napagamit ako ng premium Zoom ng mom ko kasi there's people here that we have Virgie and Ash in the call also. Just for transparency, are you used to it by this point? I'm just one of the many people who have wanted to hear your opinion, to guest you. Welcome to the show pala. But how has that been, like, guesting and doing all these things all the way from the States?
I think every interview or like every podcast different pa rin. Siguro, okay, it's been like a month. Siguro by now, hindi pa rin ako super sanay na ginagawa namin to or nag-guest kami into like different shows or like podcasts. But honestly, now that mas ginagawa ko siya, mas na-enjoy ko siya. So, I think, minsan, feeling ko pare-pareho yung sinasabi ko every time. But minsan, may new question na natatanong na parang mapapaisip ka talaga. Which for me, very interesting. Like,
Okay.
na-enjoy ko actually mga kwentuhan na conversation. So,
All right, I'll accept the challenge. Kasi I mean, getting to do interviews a lot and with people who have been interviewed. That's always the challenge. And like, what question has not been asked yet, and at the same time, what's gonna not make the guest bored? Kasi I'd imagine you're studying, you're all the way in the States, yet you still have to do so many of these Filipino chores, Filipino tasks na I have to do this kasi parang if you say no, baka it's gonna go bad, ganon. But at this point, you've gotten used to it na.
I think ngayon siguro less kinakabahan na lang ako. I think.
Okay.
Siguro yung mga first week, para ako, oh my God, paano pag may masabi ako na, alam mo, hindi dapat sabihin. But I think, hopefully, may sense naman ako na para, okay, ito yung mga, like, fun ikwento, ito yung mga sasabihin, etc., etc.
Yeah. Connected to that, no, I wanted to ask. Now that your mom is running for president, like all eyes are on you. So you have to be more careful with your words. But then growing up, your parents have always been public figures, public servants. Do you remember there ever being a shift na, I have to be more careful with my words now kasi parang I'm not like the last name I carry, I'm the daughter of my parents, parang there's an added expectation or judgment to that?
I think kasi ako pinanganak, so bunso ako out of all of my siblings. And then, I think kasi ako pinanganak ako, mayor na si Papa. And siguro, ever since talaga bata ako, medyo nasa public eye na sila. Whether that's, mayor siya ng Naga or nag-congress si Mama. And I think, for me, wala masyadong changes na, okay, ito yung mga pwede kong gawin, ito yung mga hindi ko pwedeng gawin dahil anak ako ng parents ko. But more like, pinalaki ako na, okay, ito yung mga hindi rude sabihin or ito yung mga okay sabihin or hindi nakakasakit. And I think naman growing up, hindi yun nag-change. Na parang I think kami ng siblings ko, may awareness kami na, okay, ito yung, alam mo, makakasakit ko sa receiver ng sasabihin mo. So, dapat hindi mo siya sinasabi. Parang medyo ganon. So, I think now, parang na-carry lang yun. Siguro ngayon, mas careful lang.
Mas careful pa, no? Careful ka na nga growing
Pero
up.
Feeling ko naman growing up, hindi siya ganun kalaking shift. Siguro ngayon, mas lang, mas konting like more sensitive or like more inclusive yung mga sinasabi. I would.
Growing up, let's backtrack even to your days na nasa Naga ka pa, no? Is there any story that you can share that you can remember na you felt na you kind of have to go about things differently, parang compared to your classmates or your friends na I don't want to say just like us normal citizens, pero yung parents nila aren't public figures, so like there's less pressure there. Do you remember any instance, I don't know, like something you said in class or something you tweeted or something na medyo na ito sa reminder for you na wait lang, I actually have to be more careful about the things I say?
Siguro growing up, well, I think before, not naman before, but I think kasi kami ng siblings ko medyo opinionated kami when it comes to, current events. So may mga bagay minsan na parang medyo masarap i-tweet na parang kunwari inis na inis ka na, pero minsan parang okay, sige, hindi ko na lang sasabihin. Kasi minsan kung masyado ka ring bigla-biglaan mag-tweet about stuff, hindi rin siya nakabuti for everyone. So I think ako may practice na ako na parang okay, alam mo parang i-draft mo, sasabihin ko ba to?
Okay.
Tapos para pag hindi naman siya ganun ka-relevant or dadagdag ka lang sa noise or medyo mema ka, parang sabihin ko, okay, sige, hindi ko na lang sasabihin. I think wala lang. Like recently, alam ko yung sisters ko, I think last year, may na-tweet na something. Tapos, hindi ako familiar, but parang, alam mo yun, parang, even
yung
then.
sisters mo yung nag-tweet, hindi ikaw?
Hindi ako. I think sa amin, ako pinaka hindi ma-social media masyado.
Oh,
siguro,
really?
I don't know.
As a Gen Z?
Yeah, as a Gen Z, weird.
Oh, wow.
But I think part na din yun na nung nag-VP si Mama, medyo sobrang na-toxic ako sa fake news.
Oh.
Alam mo, na-toxic ako. So I think starting one, parang hindi na ako masyado nag-social media. And until now actually. So ngayon parang yung mga kakamping Wednesdays, parang may mga weeks before na hindi ako social media. But ngayon parang mas conscious effort to post kung may bagong update or parang kung may gusto akong i-share. Ayun.
So social media, I've also it's kind of worlds apart, pero may similarity siya in the sense that when I started with social media, it used to be something for friends, like just for friends. Tapos suddenly may mga school stuff, and then now I use it for work eh. Parang there's that shift na before social media was for fun eh. Tapos now parang it's it's updates, it's like a duty, it's like a responsibility.
Yeah. Parang with school, yung mga group chats mo, lahat nasa Facebook Messenger. So, magtatanong ka doon. I mean, yung email, hindi naman siya actually social media. So, I guess email na ngayon yung favorite ko just because.
Wow. We went back and nag-full circle tayo. I remember email was the first one I was introduced to in the world of the internet. Tapos bigla nagka-Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Tapos now we're back to email. Wow. I'm learning so much things. Okay, well anyway, going to the meat of the discussion. Mention mo nga bunso ka, and just like me, so you're the third of three girls. I'm the third of three boys.
Oh.
Whether or not this has something to do with your parents being politicians, or not, like, what is your favorite thing? What is your favorite thing, and what is the most challenging thing about being a bunso in your eyes?
Favorite thing? Well, ako pinoproclaim ko na kasi na ako yung favorite ng mom. Walang parents.
Yes, I've heard in your interviews.
So lagi kasi nung nag-college na yung second sister ko si Trisha, kami na lang ni Mama nasa Naga. So, alam mo yun, parang kami magkasama for 2 years. Like, may bonding talaga kami. May bond talaga kami. And every time, uuwi nun si Papa. So, every weekend, umuwi si Papa. Kasi yung work niya based in Quezon City sa DILG. Alam mo, parang kaming tatlo, matutulog ako sa gitna nila. So, I think, yun yung parang favorite thing ko. Kasi, while si Ate Ike's my first 6 years siya with my parents, parang ako, nung medyo mas tumanda na sila sa akin. Wow, sa akin.
Sa akin naman. All the attention and all the love.
Sa akin yung attention. I think yun yung pinaka-favorite ko. Wait, sorry, ano yung next question?
What's the most challenging thing? Baliktad naman. What's the most challenging thing about it?
So, nung grade school ako, kaming sisters, same school kami lahat, sa Santa Isabel sa Naga. So, all-girls school. I think, kasi yung sisters ko, overachievers din.
So, I can relate. Yung sisters ko rin. The joke, yung kuyas ko rin. Overachievers din, yeah.
So, I think yung challenge lang doon is parang medyo, well, hindi siya challenge, but at the same time, parang something that will push you to become a better student, a better person, na parang, okay, yung sister mo, first honor nung ganito. So, syempre, ikaw parang ayaw mo naman mapahiya.
Diba, parang first honor ka rin?
Nung grade school.
At least.
But, so parang gano'n. Parang, yung sister mo magaling sa ganito or yung kapatid mo, student council president, gano'n. I think yung iba doon parang gusto mo gayahin but at the same time gusto mo rin ng different, parang different route sa kanila.
Yeah. That's a challenge, no? To share din, my brothers, they studied in Xavier School here in Manila and then went to Ateneo. Ako, nag-Xavier ako for 1 year in nursery. Tapos buti na lang, hindi ko masyado trip yung Chinese language. Not the people, but learning Chinese. I'm like, ano ba to? No,
Oh, yeah,
it's really
hirap.
boring. Parang, I'm not gonna use this. So nag-transfer ako to Ateneo, to Manila. My dad studied here also. And I saw that it was a blessing in disguise kasi imagine, like, both my brothers were super achievers also. I didn't want to always be yung compared na, yung kapatid ganyan, yung kapatid
Yeah.
Faustalk ka rin, ganyan. But dealing with that, that quote unquote shadow, that pressure that before someone even gets to know you, before you even open your mouth and start talking, they already have all these ideas that you are the youngest sister of ganyan and ganyan. You are the daughter, ganyan. How do you deal with this on a daily basis?
I think before, parang medyo nandun ako sa con side na parang, ano ba yan? Yung, alam mo yung parang main
Hassle.
descriptor mo, anak ka ni ganito.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something na parang hindi ako comfortable with, but I know I have to live with. Kasi alam mo yun, like growing up, anak yan ni Mayor, anak yan ni ganyan. Na parang lahat ng achievements mo kahit pinaghirapan mo. Like nag-aral ako buong gabi for this test.
Yeah.
Or nag-training ako for 6 months for swimming.
That's my favorite one. The swimming. Nanalo ka ng swimming. Tapos, kasi Mayor, ang galing ng dad mo. Nagtatrain siya for you. Labo.
Diba? So parang I think before, medyo nakakainis na ganun.
Uh-huh.
But ngayon parang mas more na lang siya na challenge. Parang okay, anak nga ako ni mama and ni papa. But, alam mo, parang ginagamit mo. Like, I think naman kami ina-acknowledge namin na may privileges talaga na comes with it. But, para saan mo gagamitin yung privilege na yun? Di ba? Parang, syempre, ima-maximize mo.
Galing.
Like, kung kaya mo makatulong to other people, gagawin mo. Or kukunin mo yung opportunities that come your way para to give back. So, I think for me, I think one of the advantages din of being the bunso is ako yung last na mag-aaral sa amin. Naabutan ako ng K-12 actually. Ako yung first batch ng K-12.
You think that is an advantage? You like that you had the K-12
The K-12? Well, I think for me, kung nag-college ako at 16, sobrang bat. Like, wala pa akong alam. So, I think yung plus 2 years, mas nakatulong. And I think siguro moving din to the US for college, hindi ako masyadong, alam mo, parang wala naman alam yung mga tao dito about Philippine politics. So, pag nagpakilala ako sa class, ako lang si Jill. Alam mo yun, parang, ako lang, like, lahat ng ginagawa ko because of kung ano yung capability ko na walang mag-question. So I think yun din yung advantage now and nakabuti talaga sa akin na I studied here just because parang, alam mo, parang medyo confidence booster din on my end. Parang, okay. Hindi totoo yung sinasabi ng mga tao na nangyari to because parents ko sila.
I'm here because of me.
Yeah.
When with your experience studying abroad, I'm pretty sure, you mentioned nga, sobrang close kayo ng mom nyo. Do you feel homesick?
Grabe ako freshman year. As in, siguro like first year, parang before ko naghiwalay kami ng mom ko, mga 2 weeks lang or something. So parang 2 months ko siya hindi nakita. Bumisita siya after 2 months. As in, hagul-hol ako nung nakita ko siya and nung umalis siya. Andun lang siya.
How long was she there?
She was there for 3, like a weekend, like 3 days. Parang nag-leave lang siya on a Monday. So I think I work siya until Friday. Then nag-New York siya Saturday, Sunday, and then she had to fly back Sunday.
Oh my God, wait, there's no time for time for jet lag.
So yeah, so super bilis. But yeah, sobrang close ko with my my sisters and my mom. So sobrang na-homesick ako. And I think kami yung type ng tao na sa living room, pagkatapos kumain tatambay. Like lahat kami naka-earphones lang, kunwari may gagawin.
But you want to be in each other's presence.
Yeah, yung press. Alam mo, parang medyo white noise na parang minsan nakakainis kasi may isang tao na ang daming, usually ako yun, yung maingay sa bahay. Usually ako yung maingay sa bahay, but parang minsan may mga noise, parang, oh my God, ang ingay ni ate, ganito, or something. But I think yun yung pinaka na-miss ko. And yung eating meals lang with them. Kasi dinner talaga tinatry namin na magkakasama kaming lahat. And in college naman parang, may friends ka pero hindi din siya yung parang, okay guys, every dinner magkakasama tayo.
Yeah. And they're not, do you have Filipino friends there?
Yeah, so
Classmates at least?
I'm close to the because I think siguro mga 10
Oh.
kami in my year.
Ooh. Do you
In
guys go to mass together?
we tried freshman year. Well, so my
Ah.
high school classmate ako na also studies in
Oh, ooh, there
New
you go.
York. So
It's like a
kaming dalawa
sitcom.
yung
Okay.
kaming dalawa yung mass buddies.
When I go to every time I go to the States, that's every Sunday, it's bigla uy, medyo kilala ko to. Tapos outside, there's Filipino food, all those stuff. So in that spirit of being homesick now. So that is the huge challenge of you're gonna study abroad, you're gonna leave your home. For sure
Mhm.
you're gonna be homesick. But do you feel like na-outweigh naman siya ng benefits of like, oh, you get to, parang in these years when you're like discovering who you are by yourself, apart from who your family is, do you feel like that outweighs it na because you're given this opportunity to know who Jill is, na okay lang, kaya mo yung all the homesickness, all the missing whatever Filipino stuff?
Yeah, I think, yeah, syempre for sure na parang grabe. Ay, yung positives talaga super na outweigh yung pagka-homesick. And I think kasi
Mhm.
helpful na kaming yung group chat ng family ko sobrang active. Na parang kahit tulog sila, kunwari hapon dito, alam mo, pag may nangyari, sila pa rin yung una kong iti-text. Or parang in the morning, ganun
Best
din.
friends talaga.
Pagkagising ko, parang update kaagad, parang hi.
Yeah.
Alam mo, parang just hi. Na minsan, alam nila yung schedule ko na parang pag hindi pa ako nag-message ng ganitong time, tapos alam nilang may class ako, tatawag sila.
Wow.
Parang, like, ganun talaga. So, I think nakakatulong na sobrang supportive talaga ng
Uh-huh.
nila ate and ni mama.
Mm.
Yeah. I think
We're
yun nakapadali din yun for the homesick
yes.
situation. Yeah.
Related to that, I feel like a stalker because there's so many things already I've known about you. I listened to your mom's podcast, your other guestings. You in the yung mga group chats, yung style mo raw, hindi ka nagme-message, no? As in you send a voice or like a video. I do the same kasi. I do the same. Is it a generation thing? Is it the younger people are like, I don't have time to type with my fingers. I'm gonna use my voice.
Okay, honestly, marami akong friends ngayon na well, okay, ako rin, na parang alam mo ang tatamad na mag-reply.
Mm-mm.
I think yun yung pinakareklamo sa akin minsan ng family. Like sa kanila na ako pinaka nagre-reply.
Uh-uh.
But sa point na yun, parang tamad pa rin ako. So minsan, alam mo parang maglalakad ako to school, magvi-video na lang ako na parang, oh guys, ito yung nangyari. Or parang
Oh.
mas may emotions lang kasi
Yeah,
yung
that's my
video,
view.
'di ba? May
Uh-uh.
views ko, kunwari kung excited ka, narinig nila yung boses
Yeah.
mo. I don't know, I think generation thing. Kasi may friend ako last week na sabi niya nga, lahat ng WhatsApp messages niya, vino-voice
May
record.
voice sa WhatsApp?
May voice record sa
Ooh, I'm
WhatsApp.
a Telegram person kasi.
Ako din na Telegram din kami. But,
This is the app of the generation. Okay, sorry, go on, you're saying.
ako yung stickers ng Telegram.
Yung GIFs din.
But yeah. But I don't know, baka generations thing
Yeah.
actually. And maybe,
Sorry, go ahead.
okay, go. Ay, hindi. Sasabihin ko, big na rin yung like Zoom, Discord. So marami akong friends like in Discord. So I think big yung mga
Yeah.
parang, alam mo parang okay,
Yeah.
may nakikita ka lang sa screen or may naririnig ka
Yeah.
lang na white noise.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said, why you use the voice notes and the video notes. But to share out, one of the main reasons why I started using that more, especially kung may kwento ka, kung may chismis ka to your friends, diba? Hindi siya masa-screenshot eh. Parang, basta, kasi it's a practice that no one talks about, but you shouldn't do it. Like, kung magkakwento ka, you don't screenshot it and send it to a person kasi it can get lost in translation. Pwede dun nagsistart yung fake news, di ba? Ooh, it's still political. But for me, it's, kung i-forward mo yung video message ko, parang, oy, masyado na yon. This message was for you, tas you're gonna spread it to the world. Okay.
Okay, di ko yun naisip. But now actually, totoo yun.
Di ba? Okay, when you were going back, I want to ask one last time. With your experience moving abroad, you've been in New York for how many years now, including how many years have you been studying there? I know you went to Manila for a while because of the pandemic.
I'm a senior now, so around like 3 years.
Okay.
So graduating ako next sem.
Do you feel like when you wait, sorry, is it your plan to come back? Are you planning to come back here after graduating?
So kaya I didn't go home summer because I was working in New York for the summer, where I got like a return offer to come back after
Ooh, nice
after grad. So with the student visa kasi parang we have like a training, like a practical
Around one
training
year.
plus the 1 year, and because I'm a STEM major, I have a 2-year extension. So I'm sure that I can work for 3 years in the US.
Uh-huh.
So maybe I'll finish that and then eventually.
Ooh. Yeah. I bold prediction pero let's say your mom wins in baka 2-3 years, baka to be nice to come home to the Philippines. Because when I would tell, I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of there are a lot of people I know. It's a sad and a happy thing for in my eyes is a lot of people that I know. Kasi okay, I acknowledge that I'm privileged. I studied in Ateneo. So the people I know also, syempre, they're the ones na they don't have to worry about where their food's gonna come from. If they lose a job for a month, they'll be fine. But it's becoming a norm to leave the country, to work elsewhere, and to have your life there. And I support it. Like when I look at, sorry, no offense, like this, I know your mom's doing the best, but the situation in the country is parang the opportunities out there in the other countries would be better. Now you're experiencing it yourself. You're the public transportation there works. I'm sure Wi-Fi in general in New York is nice. But when you look at your personal situation, you have you can stay there for a couple of years or you can go home also. How are you going to decide on it? Like, what are the things? What are the questions that have you thought
Hmm.
of this? What are the questions you have to answer? Because a part of it could be I gotta go home because my mom is running, and if she becomes president, I have to be home also. But at the same time, you're discovering who you are. You're already figuring out who you are outside of the family name, diba? How are you going about with this crossroad in your life?
Like when it comes to deciding like what age or when I'll go home, ganun ba?
Or just the decision of if I'm gonna go home, when I'm gonna go home.
Um, I think for me, yung yung kind of like gusto kong gawin kasi I want to work for a few years and then maybe study again. So, a lot of should I stay or should I go home? Medyo a lot of it comes from the career side of things.
Uh-huh.
While feeling ko naman big factor din yung family, alam kong sila yung type to support na parang, sige, baka mas maganda yung
Mm,
opportunity to work
yeah.
in New York rather than in Manila or vice versa. Parang, may magandang job in Manila na baka good for your CV or something. So maybe that's a good excuse to go home. So I think for me now at this point, I'm 21. Siyempre, inisip ko kung ilang taon ako. I'm 21. I think, for me, parang gusto ko lang i-maximize yung opportunities
Yeah.
na here. Na parang, okay, like, yun nga, with my return offer for after graduation, ako parang, okay, sayang naman, nag-enjoy pa naman ako.
Yeah.
Dito, it's a good start, it's a good entry-level job na parang feeling ko I learn a lot.
Yeah.
So,
And to just dismiss anyone who's going to think that parang takas lang yan, ganyan. I saw a video of you um in a rally kasi there are a lot of Filipinos in New York also, and then there was a rally parang was this when your mom just like announced that she was going to run for president?
I think it was like 2 weeks after. So
Uh-huh.
parang 2 or 3 weeks after, parang one Saturday, they said merong parang get together in Central Park. So
Uh-huh.
sakto hindi
Ooh.
pa ganoon kalamig. So super fun actually. I think one of the reasons din kung bakit feeling ko gusto ko umuwi is because parang medyo guilty, may guilty ako na ang daming, 'di ba parang ang daming volunteers, like ginagawa nila lahat ng kaya nilang gawin para talaga
Uh-huh.
tumulong. And then ako parang, okay, nag-aaral ako dito. Alam mo, parang
Ah.
may sense of guilt talaga ako. I think yun yung one of the first, parang yun yung one of like the main emotions na parang, oh shit, nakaka-guilty
Uh-uh.
na
Uh-uh.
wala ako doon. But
Mm.
because nga may events dito na kaya ko maging active, and even like on Zoom, mas parang
This
okay siya.
this for
This.
example.
Na parang mas okay siya na, okay, at least may mga gawa ako from here.
Yeah, yeah. How did that thing happen? Like, is there a Facebook group where the Filipinos in New
Um,
York who support the Lenny, did they
so
knock on your door?
Minsan, okay, bihira lang ako mag-Instagram, but minsan yung message requests meron doon. So, minsan sinescreenshot ko and then sinesend ko kila Ate Virgie. Or
What should I
minsan
do with this? Ganon.
oo, parang, pupuntahan ba to? Or parang kung hindi ako free, pwedeng like ibang date or baka ibang tao or like next time na lang.
Yeah.
And then minsan sila mismo yung kinokontakt ng organizer. Tapos tatanong nila kung pwede ako or ano yung mag-work for my schedule.
Yeah. And is that something you enjoy doing? This remote campaigning from the States. Is this something you enjoy doing?
Yeah, parang feeling ko alam mo parang mas connected ka to the Philippines or Manila in general na okay, I think kasi ang tagal ko na rin in New York na minsan alam mo parang feeling mo ang layo mo physically and emotionally sa mga tao. Kasi parang minsan pag busy ka, ang hirap na rin mag-catch up with friends in Manila. So I think yung ito na medyo aware pa rin ako of like, okay, ganitong oras sa Manila, dapat ganito ko isa-schedule. Or parang ganun. So I think mas feeling ko mas naging closer lang ako to home. Like,
oh wow, in a way, no? Parang even if parang the same way how distance makes the heart grow fonder, something like that. Parang mas lalong each opportunity you have to connect to home, to your family, it's become more. And also, I was gonna say that the people who are there, if you're gonna meet supporters, no, Filipinos there, I think the filter out there, kasi there's so many trolls, there's so many bashes and haters. I just say haters here. Parang for you to go to New York or you're in New York already, and then you see the daughter of a politician, let's say you don't support, are you really gonna go out of your way to bash that person and like disrespect? So, I mean, at least may konting parang filter or force field na in terms of the Filipinos that you have to deal with. There. Okay, so with this naman, with the conversation, with the topic of your mom running, I understand that it was said in the news and before that you and your sisters weren't super, diba? Hindi nyo sobrang boto na, diba? Kasi grabe na the working hours, just hearing the mom wants to visit her daughter abroad, only takes a weekend off. It's not even enough time to jet lag, to try the Levan cookie. Have you do you know that those cookies?
yeah, so
Best,
good, so good.
best in the world. But anyway, in that conversation of how of your Baktaka, even before she ran for vice president, you've heard this a lot of times. If you want to just give a bullet point summary, that's fine. How did that conversation go with, hey kids, this is what I want to do. It's going to change your lives. How did that conversation go?
Sorry, is this what like VP run or the run?
VP pa.
I think, okay, yung VP kasi parang, honestly, hindi na ganun kaganda yung memory ko with the VP run. But parang, hindi ko na maalala masyado. But I think, yun yung parang, alam mo parang medyo nag-float lang yung name niya. And then parang yung mga tao parang, pwede. Kami parang lol. Alam mo parang, I mean, worst case, magko-congress ulit siya. Alam mo yun, parang, sabi niya one term in Congress and then done. So kami parang, okay, na-enjoy, like nakita kong na-enjoy niya yung work niya in Congress.
Oh, okay.
Parang,
she enjoys this naman. Thank you, Lord. Kasi
she enjoyed, okay. I think yung Congress like could mix kasi half the time, she was in Camsur, na-enjoy niya talaga yun. Like nakita ko pag nag-lingkod siya, na-enjoy.
Nag-wakeboard ba si tita? Ay, wakeboard. Camsur, that's the only thing I know about Camsur. Wakeboarding. No, hindi siya okay.
But, so ako para, okay, sige. Like, Congress, parang nakita naman namin siya 4-5 times a week. So para, okay, sige. Good compromise yung Congress.
Yeah.
And then, kaya parang nung nag-float yung name niya for VP, kami parang, I mean, hindi siya kilala ng mga tao, etc. Like, hindi siya mananalo, etc. Alam, parang ganun yung thinking.
Ooh, I voted for her though. I disagree. Kilala siya sa Faustalk household, kilala si Tita Leni.
Thank you. But, I think yun na lang, until mas nakausap niya na yung people in the party or even yung dati niyang office. So, she was working for Saligan before na parang kinakausap siya parang, alam mo, parang mas bigger platform kung mag-VP ka and yung mga ginagawa natin before, mas bibigyan ng pansin. Which I think yun yung isa sa mga nakapush sa kanya, parang okay, pag nag-VP nga ako, mas, alam mo, parang yung mga causes na she cared about, mas ma-highlight.
It's gonna help more people.
Mas ma-highlight lang. So I think yun, until, parang medyo slow medyo slow burn na parang, kausap niya si ganito, kausap niya si ganyan, until kailangan na talaga mag-decide. Tapos parang slowly even kami parang, okay, makakagawa, like parang may hope na makakagawa siya ng difference in this aspect.
Okay.
Na parang bakit mo yun hindi ibibigay sa kanya.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a tough job to be the vice president, but to be a loved one, to be the child, and one mo yung time niya with you, and then next you're gonna see the person hassle it, the hours and the stress, and I still until now I still don't think that it's that natural that parang an entire nation is gonna rely on one person pero that job exists. You mentioned the slow burn, no? Do you remember the day, VP pa to, VP, do you remember the day where it was like, sure na? Kasi it's all parang, baka mag-run si mama, ganon. And the day it was sure, like, do you remember how it happened? Do you remember your first reaction? How you felt? What song did you listen to? De, joke lang. But what was that? What was that experience like?
I don't remember the exact day. But parang, alam mo yun, yung parang may siguro may week or less than a week na stretch na parang pinag-usapan siya sa bahay. Yeah. I mean, hindi ba naalala, okay, ang bata ako pa ron, like 15 lang ata ako noon. Naalala ko lang at some point nag-iyakan kami. And sa isang kwarto, alam mo parang at yung point, parang that time. So sa Manila kasi mas maliliit yung kwarto namin. Mm-hmm. So hindi kami kasyang 4 sa isang kwarto. So usually...
So rinig yung iyak sa buong unit.
Hindi, parang usually hindi kami, parang kami lang ni mama and then yung dalawang kapatid magkasama. But I think starting nung week na yun na magde-decide siya, I think nag-iyakan kami. Hindi ko alam kung si Ate Tish o si Ate X, sinabi nila, pwede ba ako matulog dito? Like, sa sahig. Sa sahig. And then, syempre,
may naman, like, may blanket.
May parang mattress. But like, alam mo yun. And then yung isa, sinabi parang, wait ako din. Kasi malamang, pareho sila, di ba, parang isang kwarto.
Iniwan niyo isa.
Diba, parang isang kwarto sila, so malamang yung isa din gusto nice. Kasama. And I think starting that point, kahit sa Manila, magkakasama na kami ulit sa isang kwarto matulog. Parang nasanay na lang ulit kami na parang I think starting that point, naging habit na ulit siya na parang, okay. So yung dalawa kong kapatid, nandun, like lagi silang tulog sa sahig.
Yeah. Wow, buti ikaw yung this is why you're the favorite. Ikaw yung may kama. Yung mas nakatatandang kapatid mo, sige pa yun nasa... That's not gonna happen here. I'm gonna have to...
Sila yung gusto makisiksik sa...
okay. Oh yeah, they wanna go in your space. Okay, gets. With that's a really nice story. Yeah. That experience of you guys sleeping together in one room. Have you watched the movie Inside Out?
Ito ba
the one about your emotions?
Yeah.
May parang dun concept yun, yung mga core memories. Mm-mm. Do you think that did this serve as like one core memory kasi you were young pa, parang that sort of paved the way of like how your life has been the next few years? Kasi I feel like that moment was parang you all just kind of came together and just acknowledged that okay, we're about to start this new journey, this new very challenging time, but at least we have each other.
Yeah. I think may mga weird moments. Parang small moments na nagiging core memory. So ito parang medyo random. Alam mo, medyo random ito. I would like yung kakakwento.
Is this random though? But parang your mom running for parang that's like that's a bullet point in your life for sure.
But like I think parang alam mo, parang nakalimutan ko rin yung sinabi niya during the speech. Alam mo, parang ang dami ng blurry parts of that experience. Aspect. Diba, parang that experience or time of my life. Na parang ito, one of the things na, alam mo, parang medyo nag-stick sa akin.
Yeah. Fast forward now, bigger stage, president. Were you in the Philippines when your mom, when she decided? I heard that she just kind of informed you guys.
No, I wasn't. So I haven't been home since
Okay.
January. So 10 months ko na siyang hindi nakikita. 10 months ko na siyang hindi nakikita. But yun nga, like as I said, yung family namin super makwento. But I guess for me, iba lang yung stage ngayon dahil nga andito ako. So, syempre, hindi mo naman, yung mom ko kasi pag umuwi siya, kwento, si ganito kausap ko kanina. Alam mo, parang gano'n, na parang, may nakita akong ganito, or parang, Jill, pa-order nga nito, or parang gano'n. Alam mo, parang gano'n.
Is that your role as the bunso? Are you the order? As the bunso, I'm the one who orders every single meal that goes into this household. Is that the
Okay,
bunso?
so yung eldest sister ko, si Ate Aika, yung as in nagluluto ng well, actually, sa kanya mostly, siya mostly yung ano. But kunwari may nakita akong cute, I think kay Ate Aika yung mas practical stuff na kailangan bilhin for the house. Ako yung mga medyo random na parang, mama, cute tong ano.
Okay. Yeah. Gets.
So I think yun yung role ko. Yung para medyo...
Sorry, you were... the more important storyline of the conversation. Please continue.
Yeah, so I was here. So yun nga, makwento talaga sila. So parang ako may snippets ako na naririnig na parang, ito yung nangyari. Last week, kunwari, yung mom ko mag-message, papunta ako sa ganito, to ganito. Parang ganun. So parang medyo in the loop pa rin ako sa mga nangyayari. And of course, I read the news. So minsan, may ibang tao na may sinasabing ibang, alam mo yun, parang, sinabi to ni ganito, or may statement si ganito na ganito. Yeah. Ako parang, okay, anong implication yan kung mag-run si mama or hindi? Na parang,
you're thinking ahead na.
Na parang madededuce mo na parang, oh no. Alam mo, parang gano'n.
Yeah, I guess.
One day, siguro, I forgot what day it was. Siguro like a few days bago na finalize na mag-run na siya. Tinanong ko yung isa kong sister na parang, so ano na yung nangyayari? And then, kasi si Ate Ike, super aga niya magising. As in, siguro 4 a.m. gising na siya. So, ako kakauwi ko lang from...
That's the CEO mindset. That's the CEO.
Standards.
4 a.m.
Standards. But, so yun, parang kakauwi ko lang from school. Parang genuinely curious ako. Parang, okay, ano ba talagang nangyayari? Kasi, parang, in my head, ako parang, okay, kung mag-run ka for president, dapat by now naka-decide ka na. Kasi medyo late. Alam mo,
that's also a big decision. It's not like, what's
diba,
my baon tomorrow?
Parang kailangan alam ko na by now kung mag-run ka. But wala akong nadidinig. But at the same time, wala naman nagsasabi kung, diba, ang dami nagsasabi na parang, baka mag-run siya for this position, etc. Ako parang, okay, I'm pretty sure kung mag-run ka for president, dapat alam ko na.
We should have known by now. So ganun pala.
Wala akong alam. And wala namang, yung mga kapatid ko, hindi rin sinasabi na parang, baka mag-run siya for this instead, or baka hindi na lang siya mag-run at all. Which yun talaga yung gusto ko. Ako parang, wala pang sinasabi. Baka
finally have time with my mom.
Baka retire na kami. And then, wala, ayun. And then, yun nga, yung sister ko parang binake-down sa akin yung mga meetings na nangyari, etc. And then, kahit hindi niya explicitly sabihin, ako parang, hala. Alam mo, parang, oh no. And then, I think starting noon, alam mo, parang nag-wrap up na yung meetings, mas nababawasan yung chance of like of one opposition candidate back then. Yeah. And then ayun, parang I think yung message lang ng sister ko at some point, si mama most likely go na. As in, parang ganun lang. Ako parang,
those are the words.
Si
mama
lang,
most
parang,
likely
si mama
go
most
na.
likely go na. Ako parang,
go where?
Alam mo, parang medyo like ganun lang. I think yun din, medyo slow burn din. But, parang, I think, mga September for me, kahit walang nagsasabi parang walang nagsasabi sa aming magkakapatid out loud. Alam namin positive.
Mega na rin. Yeah.
Yun lang, kailangan mo lang i-accept.
Yeah.
Which yun yung mas mahirap na part na parang okay. So gagawin talaga.
Have you accepted it at this point?
I mean, wala akong choice. Wow. And I
you do have one choice. May choice ka. I like to say when my mom would make me quote unquote make me do something. Parang, I don't have a choice. No, you always have a choice. This is sabi ng brothers ko. Yeah, we have one choice. Follow you. so you are in this process. Sorry, continue with the process of accepting this decision of your mom.
I think for me kasi yung pinaka-concern ko before is, parang medyo grabe talaga yung past 5 years when it comes to all the fake news. Na, I don't know, parang in my head, or siguro dahil hindi na rin ako masyadong nag-social media, in my head, parang, parang hindi ganun kaganda yung reputation, hindi siya ganun ka well-liked ng mga tao. Or like, even...
that's what you thought.
That's what I thought. Na parang even in the surveys, it doesn't show na parang, okay, may ibang tao na nag-support. But in my head, parang, okay, malamang nasa echo chamber lang tayo. Syempre, friends tayo. Parang, we're
Sorry,
friends.
can you describe, or can you explain what do you mean by echo chamber?
Na parang, okay, ang daming good stuff na sinasabi. But lahat tayo, andun lang. Alam mo, parang,
It's just in our tiny
in
bubble.
our circle. Like, in our circle. Syempre, we're friends with people who have the same beliefs as us.
Yes.
Alam, medyo rare. Or baka block mo na sila by 2016 elections or something. Na medyo rare. So, I think, para in my head ako parang, okay, like, sinusupport siya ng nasa bubble ko. Pero, alam mo yun, outside, may hirapan. Tayo, and hindi lang, alam parang at this point, parang nakakapagod. Parang, alam ko mas pagod na si mama, but parang ayoko na lang siya makita to go through that again. I think yun yung pinaka-concern ko as her daughter.
Yeah.
So I think from me, nung nag-announce na siya, I think nung nag-announce siya, na-accept ko na talaga nun. And I think nakatulong na ang daming nag-show ng support.
Oh yeah.
Yung mga friends na hindi naman talaga nagpo-post or nag-share na anything about politics. Or yung mga tao na parang feeling mo hindi ka affected with the politics. Parang ngayon, mas may pake na sila sa nangyayari, which was
sobrang pink na yung feed nila sa Instagram, for example.
Which was a good sign. Na parang ako parang, oh no. Parang ano kaya mangyayari on... Alam, parang medyo psyched na ako na parang, oh God, matutroll tayo ng sobra on Thursday. I think Thursday siya nag-announce. On Thursday. But yun, I mean, may trolls pa rin, but I think mas malakas yung, at least that day, mas malakas yung yung mga nag-support, which was a good, parang for me, parang sobrang comforting.
Wow,
Going into
that's great, huh? And just to give you a report here from the Philippines, as in from someone not in your family, when I drive around, I love it. Randomly, I'm gonna see a pink ribbon tied to a tree or something. It feels great. A part of me is like, what's gonna happen? Like, is someone gonna untie that? Or but then despite that, like when I see randomly pink stuff, parang it fills me up with hope also. But then okay, opposite naman with hope with the trolls. I'm curious to know, since the day that she announced and up to today, like how has it been for the troll farms to the Robredo family? Ano ba, business is good ba for them? Like, do you see them getting in their reps and their caps lock messages, their angry comments?
I think recently, or baka hindi lang, parang kung nagpo-post ako ng Wednesday post ko, magpo-post ako and then hindi na ulit ako mag-online. So I think kaya hindi ko masyado napapansin
Okay.
if maraming trolls.
Trolls, yeah.
But I think kasi ngayon mas sobrang proactive ng mga volunteers and ng supporters to fight the trolls or like block them. Na hindi or parang kunwari may isang troll, may 5 sasagot na parang
wow.
Parang wala, parang I think before kasi may hindi ganun ka-active or parang natutunan na rin natin over time na okay, para sa atin trolls sila but may mga taong actually nakikinig sa kanila. So unless hindi mo balikan with facts, hindi siya, alam mo parang mas may maloloko lang sila na ibang tao.
Yeah, but at the same time though, even if you send mga facts or mga links, ganun, like, alam ko na, as in medyo na-expect ko na kung ano sabihin nila eh.
Yeah.
Parang, for sure they're gonna just bring up something else or they come up, but then sometimes they come up with the most preschool insults that sometimes it's like, wow. And then I go to this person's profile, like, you're a married man with kids and then you're still using these preschool insults. Nakakaaliw lang. But I want to ask as you have probably you have the front row seat to how your mother has lived her life these past years. Just a concerned citizen, I just want to ask, like, how has she been the past years? Like, I just know, I just hear the news and I can just imagine, naman, like, oh my God, tinanggalan ng position or binastos siya or I don't know, ginago siya in some way. Like, as her daughter though, how has she been? Kasi hopefully nga though, let's say she wins and she gets that position. There's gonna be more of that in an even larger stage.
I think ako even nung hindi pa siya VP, like alam mo parang yung main role niya in our lives is parang as a mom. I think siya yung type na hindi talaga siya masyadong nararattle with, alam mo yun, outside noise, I would say. Or like even if, kunwari, ako may problem, parang very, very practical siya about the problem or very logical siya about it. So, hindi ako gulat. And I think si mama din, alam mo yun, parang siya yung type na sure siya of herself. Na alam niya na parang, okay,
Oh yeah.
ito yung
She has
ginagawa
swag, I'd say. Tita has
ito yung
swag.
ginagawa ko and alam kong tama. Bakit ako magpapa-affect sa mga taong sinasabi na mali to. So I think dahil kung alam mo kasing tama yung ginagawa mo or you're in the right track, alam mo parang yung lahat ng nangyari medyo outside noise na lang. I mean, nakakainis kasi hindi mo, kunwari like, I don't know, tinanggalan ka ng yun, position or nang binabaan yung budget. Parang nakakainis kasi you could do more. But at the same time, siya din yung type ng tao na, okay, gagawin ko, i-maximize ko na lang lahat ng meron ako now for like the best results. Kasi if magmukmuk ka about like, oh, natanggalan ako ng position, may kipag-away ako, parang wala din, it's no good for anyone.
Yeah, talo lahat. Parang
lahat.
hindi mo babagak yung budget, but at the same time, instead of helping, instead of getting more work done, parang yun nangyari. Oh my goodness.
Hindi siya madrama eh. Hindi siya madrama. So,
oh yeah, parang very, excuse my language, no bullshit siya na hearing the stories of how you guys grew up. I would have my mom's not a tiger mom naman. She listens to my podcast. So yeah, ma, you're not a tiger mom naman. When I listen to your story though, of like how when you and your sister would get home from school, it's may quiz ba? Nagka-perfect ba kayo? Kung di kayo nagka-perfect, sino nagka-perfect? Ganon. Like it made my mom, I was kind of like, chill pala si mama. Hindi pala siya sobrang intense. Now that you're, a bit older naman and you look at those quote-unquote tiger mom years, like, how was that childhood?
I think yung childhood, at that moment, stressful. Alam mo parang, oh my God, lahat. Alam mo parang mga classmates mo naglalaro lang after school pero ikaw kailangan mag-training. Yeah. Alam mo parang ang dami mong like swimming training. But I think, I mean, okay, like masaya kami sa bahay. Parang alam mo, enjoy kami ng mga kapatid ko sa bahay. Enjoy din kami in like swim training, pag classes naman fun. But parang feeling mo pag bata ka, mas gusto mo yung free time. Alam mo parang,
oh yeah. Ako up to now, mas gusto ko yung free time.
But I think ngayon ko na-realize nung pinakawalan na kami. Like, I think like college or like siguro later half of high school, hindi na siya as hands-on as before. Na for me, parang mabuti na medyo in-instill sa amin yung ganong discipline. Na okay, ito yung schedule mo. Dapat matapos mo ito ng ganito. And now I think sobrang helpful, especially nung hindi na ako nakatira sa bahay. Just because na-carry over ko yung mga dapat like yung mga ginagawa ko before nung bata ako, kahit hindi niya na ako pagsabihan. So like looking back, sobrang thankful ko lang na ganun kami pinalaki. Na I think ang daming, hindi naman madami, but at that moment parang, okay mama, bakit mo ito ginawa? But siguro like after a few years, it makes sense. Na parang sobrang thankful ka na, okay, buti at that moment, hindi mo understand yung parenting niya. Or kunwari may mga petty fights in grade school, yung parents usually kinakampihan yung anak. Si mama, like sasabihin niya, okay, hindi to tama. Ito yung, alam mo parang hindi niya gagawing big issue. Yeah. Na mabuti na lang na hindi niya kami masyadong spinoil as kids. Kasi ngayon na mas matanda, parang mas okay yung pag-handle mo kapag may conflict.
Yeah. Oh, and I think that reflects with the way you deal with your children. It's kind of like that's how you deal with life. And I kita nga with her programs, with the work that she does. Na ganun nga, like kind of the way she raised you guys, diba? Medyo strict, pero after a while you're like, my gosh. I can relate na a lot of the hassle things when I grew up. Shit, tama nga si mama. Like mother knows, she'd always tell us kasi na mother knows best. And as a kid, nakakainis like having to be like, yeah, sige, fine, mother knows best. Wala na kaming choice but to agree with you. Pero minsan, I mean, more often than not, tama pala siya. Like, mother knows best. Mother knows best nga eh. A few last questions. I want to ask naman, when it comes to our generation now, people our age, your friends, yourself personally. I feel like we're in parang the tides are turning. Like it's the air feels nicer. Parang I'm starting to taste a little more hope. The same with along with how the pandemic is medyo end. Dito medyo ending pa lang. Diyan sobrang wala na. Medyo wala na yung pandemic sa New York. Kakaingit eh. But then when it comes to that hope nga, no, you personally, Jill, where do you find hope?
I think ako talaga, yung hope, nakita mo siya when you talk to other people or when you interact with other people. Or even just like looking at people's posts.
Yeah.
I think especially, with the coming elections, lahat talaga, alam mo parang, ngayon kahit konting light lang na makita mo, you'll take it, di ba?
Yeah.
So I think yung mga small stories of people you don't even know na parang helping out other people, like that's hope. Na parang, okay, there's something good in this world. I think yung mga stories, yun nga, kunwari like yung caravan not caravan, sorry, the event na you said kanina. Alam mo yun, like going to that event.
New York.
Sa New York, parang that gave me hope. Na parang, alam mo, parang itong mga taon to, ang tagal na nila in the US. Pero may pakialam pa rin sila kasi kung ano nangyayari in Manila. So parang yung mga ganong types of interaction, I think, yun talaga, parang gives you like a bit of hope. And parang at the same time, binibigyan ka rin ng motivation to work harder. Or parang parang to work harder on this campaign kasi alam mo ang daming nakasalalay dito.
Related to that, I think it's interesting, in the pandemic kasi, like, take out the political, it's kind of possible to take out the politicalness of it all. But if you just focus on the health crisis of the pandemic, that's something we were so deprived of. Like hope, like you just have to stay indoors and stay in your head. I think yun mas yun mas magagay. You have to stay in your head. Then when you said that you found hope when you started talking to people, kasi that's something we've been deprived of. Like, this one is over Zoom, diba? But talking to people, parang that's when you kind of get out of your head and see how things really are. Na parang wait lang, like everything I've been reading online, everything I've just been thinking about, baka hindi lang yun. Like I don't know the whole story, and there actually is hope. And like if you go out and so yeah, guys, get out of your head and go out and experience what's happening in the country. Very, very hopeful, very, very hopeful times. With this, I understand that it's late there. We have one quick game if you're game to play this. Tito Boy has his fast talk, but here on the Anton on One podcast, we have Faustalk. My name's Anton Faustalk. It's the same thing. I'm gonna ask you a question, this or that, or a blank question, and then just answer whatever comes to the top of your head. No wrong answers. Are you ready? Ading siya mo, diba?
Okay, ako rin.
It's not so intense, chill lang to. Okay, Faustalk, question number 1. Filipino food or New York food?
Filipino food. Kahit sa New York, nagfi-Filipino food ako.
Filipino restaurants there?
Yeah, meron.
Oh,
Ba't ang mahal?
talaga?
Sabi, yung sisig, parang siguro kaya ko lang siya kainin mga once a month kung hindi ako nagtitipid.
But does it taste like the sisig here?
Mas masarap pa rin sa atin. But like, hindi naman ako makakagawa ng sisig. Well, okay, hindi ako marunong gumawa ng sisig.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure
don't know.
Yeah, so, yeah, sad. Okay.
And the sizzling plate. Ooh, okay, sorry. Ini-intense ko yung homesickness mo. Okay, related to that, take out or dine in? Pwede na mag-dine in.
Dine in.
Dine in. Is it, ako kasi don't wanna clean up after. Take out kasi you have to parang throw it pa, the paper bags and all those stuff.
I don't know, parang gusto ko lang may mga tao na kumakain rin. Kasi pag i-take out ko, yung mahilig ako, I want, parang gusto ko lang ng may mga gumagalaw sa background. I think pag take out kasi medyo sad na parang mag-isa lang ako kakain. At least, I mean, pag dine-in minsan, kaya mo rin mag-isa. But, alam mo, may ibang tao na dadaan.
There's more life.
Or, alam mo, parang, I think yung pinaka-na-miss ko during the pandemic, yung small conversations mo with other people. So, kunwari, mag-order ka. Di ba? Parang, ay, pwede pa hindi ng isa. Di ba? Parang, kasi pag nung pandemic, kunwari, magte-take out ka, okay, yun lang. Kukunin mo and then tapos. Or mag-book ka ng Grab. Ganon. So,
Ganun
yeah.
lang. Gets ko yun. Na-miss, meron akong isang guard, female guard, don't know her name, in UP Town.
Oh my
UP Town
God.
said that always says hi. I used to teach kasi in the Anytime Fitness
Oh.
there. Every time I go there, always, good afternoon, sir. Ganyan. Tapos minsan parang, nga, lakas ng ulan. Yung mga ganun lang. Good. Gets ko, gets
Diba?
ko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, ito, music naman tayo. I understand you like singing? Is that right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna ask. It's okay. I'm not gonna ask you to do it. The same way I like the dancing. I don't like it if I'm in a party and someone says, "Uy,
Ask you to
dance ka,
dance.
diba? Dance ka." Parang gagawin ko, diba? You're not. Only my mom can make me do that. Okay, with music naman. When you listen to music, do you prefer the a live version, or the studio recording?
Live version.
Live version. Ooh, why?
Yeah. Weird, but gusto ko yung clapping sounds ng live
You
version.
really like the white noise, no? With
Yeah,
your
yeah.
food, with your music. Okay. Current LSS right now.
Oh my God, all too well. The 10-minute version.
Oh my gosh. You know what? You can cancel me. I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie, but then like
Oh!
I haven't listened to the I
Okay.
haven't listened to the new album.
Akala ko
Okay.
sasabihin mo ayaw mo sa kanya, ma-hurt ako.
Di naman. But I saw this meme saying Jake Gyllenhaal parang getting canceled for a 3-month relationship 10 years ago. Ako parang on the side of men, parang medyo hassle din yun na like if you think about like Pete Davidson, for example, di ba? Like Ariana made a song and then wrote his name and stuff. Parang, kawawa naman dun yung guy. Like, ano masasabi niya? Hindi mo siya pwede gumawa ng song eh. Wait, anyway, besides that, as a Swiftie, you're a Swiftie, what would you tell a non-Swiftie? Like, why should we listen to this? The story is great. Like how it's like, it's hers now. The music is hers. It's
Yeah.
her story. Why? What is your like
Like this
elevator
specific
pitch?
album. Oh, that's
Yeah,
hard.
this
Kasi
specific
sabihin ko lang
album.
sana kasi this album's hers now. Also, ang dami niyang like from the vault songs na parang
And new songs.
yeah, parang it's like a 30-track album, I think.
Damn. You gotta be a Swiftie to like this stuff.
Yeah. Sorry. I think now kasi like with the Folklore and Evermore, so her new like yung latest albums niya na bago like last year. Parang iba na talaga iba na yung tune niya and yung pagkasulat iba na. So I think yung Red kasi it's more, alam mo parang it was written when she was like 22, 21. Very, hindi naman very bata, but I think kung i-compare mo from the Folklore Evermore, yung lyrics niya,
May
alam mo,
maturation.
nag-mature na siya from Red. But it's nice to see like, oh, itong lyrics na to written in 2013, 2012. Actually, no, 2012. But with her like current tune now. So,
Wait, are the words the same?
I think kasi itong songs na to, it just didn't make the album before. The original Red album before. So, like itong 10-minute All Too Well, it's like, sinulat niya to before and then she had to cut it to fit the album.
Yeah.
But now, like, alam mo, parang yung story, parang nagawang super fresh in her mind.
Oh, but it was, so it's like a marriage of young Taylor and today's Taylor.
Kasi I think even yung pitch niya nag-change, or at least yung tone niya nag-change.
Okay.
So very over the time, parang very different na yung tune.
Yeah.
Wala interesting.
Wow. To everyone that's listening, I don't dislike Taylor. I love me some, pero nasa ano pa ako, love story. You belong with, yung mga good, parang, if it plays in a club, sige, go lang.
Nag-re-record din siya nung Fearless. I think April.
So, wait, may bago siyang love story?
May bagong love story. Oh my God.
Pero it's the same love story.
It's the same. Okay, may ibang parts na parang, syempre ilang beses ko na inulit-ulit. So kami ng friends, pinakinggan namin siya sabay. But may ibang parts, may ibang parts na parang may pagkaiba. But okay, honestly, it's the same. But like, may ibang parts lang na iba yung... Like,
yung pagkugot niya ng boses?
Oo, iba yung pagka...
Yes. Grabe Yung music industry. Itong music industry, parang it's the same way how like there's another Aladdin movie, like there's another, parang nagkaka-remake of the, okay. Okay, besides Taylor Swift, obviously, huge fan. Favorite music artist?
Music artist. Well, I'm really into BTS, but that's not like
Oh,
a
okay.
like a K-pop band, music artist.
You can BTS is unless you want to give another one.
Probably Harry Styles. I was a big 1D fan, but I really like Harry Styles like
Uh,
solo album.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Taylor Swift, BTS, Harry Styles. You like a lot of pop. You like a lot of pop
Yeah,
music.
pop ako,
Yeah.
pop yun.
Is there in your time there? What one of my favorite things about one of the things I love and miss the most about traveling is when you travel, you get to discover new music. Like if you meet people and they play you their songs, or in a restaurant, you hear. Is there an artist that living there in New York for a couple of years na baka hindi masyado kilala na you would recommend me to listen to?
Hmm, okay, weird kasi nakilala ko yung, or parang naging into ako folk pop
Okay,
because of
okay.
a friend I met in New York. So
Uh-huh.
so yung I think range of artists like George Ezra. They're not really New Yorkers, but like George Ezra,
Uh-huh. Si Barcelona. Siya ba si
Lumineers, yeah,
Barcelona?
Barcelona,
Budapest. Uh-huh.
Lumineers, yeah, Budapest. So that kind of vibe. And
Uh-huh.
also lol, sobrang corny. But I watched To All the Boys I Loved Before Part 3.
Okay,
Part
I
3.
stopped. I think I only watched one. I don't even think I watched any. I don't think I'm yeah.
But
Is there a
kasi
song there? Is there an
the
artist there?
third movies like parang based in New York, or parang there were like segments of
Okay.
it na parang spoiler, the girl wanted to go to NYU. So parang kami na friends ko, sige, let's watch for the lols. Alam mo yun,
Uh-huh.
parang sige, let's watch. And alam mo, may mga artists doon na parang medyo folk pop vibe. I think it's called the Greeting Committee. So I think yun din yung
The
pinapakinggan
greeting
ko recently.
committee. Okay.
Yun din yung
I
pinapakinggan
always
ko recently.
I always enjoy me some new music. Okay. All right, sorry. Last few questions. Last few questions. Favorite way to drink water?
Like, huh? Like, okay, I have
Okay.
like a tumbler lang. And
Yeah,
then,
but what's the cap? Because there are people na parang straw. There are people who have to
ah,
twist it.
hindi. Like, may ano lang siya here.
Oh, same,
Ganun
same.
lang.
Parang
Yeah,
may
yeah,
spout.
yeah. Oo.
I really think water has to be drunk this way.
Yeah. By now, I
There's
can't drink
gravity.
mag-glass na. I don't know. It's kind of
Oh.
weird. Mas gusto ko
That's
yung
the sign of someone who lives alone. Kasi kung baso, ikaw pa maghuhugas ng baso eh.
Oh, yeah.
My gosh. Okay. Favorite color? Hmm?
Okay, honestly, pink. like,
Okay. Let's
like,
dissect this. Talaga? Noon pa?
no, actually pink. No, as in, nung sinabi nilang pink, ako parang, oh my God,
Yes.
yung buong kwarto ko pink. Like,
Oh.
yung buong room ko pink. Naalala ko nung 18th birthday ako, gusto ko rose gold.
Is rose gold, what is a rose
Rose gold
gold?
parang like a fancier shade of pink. But
You
basically,
wanted that to be the theme of your... Did
oo,
you
na
go blue?
parang, no, parang small gathering lang of friends. But literally, parang sinendan ko pa yung friends ko ng color palette. Tapos sila parang, saan ako
Oh.
maghahanap ng rose gold? So, yung iba nag-white na lang. I'm just like, guys, sad. But,
Okay, fine. Okay lang, fine. So, wait lang, pink. What shade of pink is your favorite?
so before, I had a big rose gold face. And ngayon,
Uh-huh.
probably blush.
Blush.
Kasi,
What is there anything
like,
blush
this is
there? I
blush.
have no
I
clue.
think this is
That's
blush.
blush.
I
So
think
it's like mahinhin na, like I thought this was
hindi,
this
pabebe na pink.
wait,
Ganun.
it bright yung lighting dito. But this is like a baby pink. I like
That's
this
baby
one.
pink. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's baby
but
pink.
it's
Kasi
like a babier pink pa.
oo.
It's
So
like a
parang
fetus pink. Okay.
like white. Parang mas maraming white than pink.
Yeah. Do you know who chose the color for your mom? Who chose pink?
So honestly talaga lahat from the volunteers. Kasi I remember, parang yun din yung one of the first few questions. Sabi ko, anong color natin? Para
Uh-huh.
sabi nila, baka blue. Parang yung sabi ko, kami magbo-blue. Ako parang, okay, madali lang yung blue. Kasi sisters ko Ateneo. So,
Yeah.
ang daming
Pero
blue shirts.
elitista
OBS.
vibes yung blue eh. I gets ko yun eh. Ako rin, elitista din ako. So gets ko yung parang, kung blue, baka no. Buti
So,
naman pink.
ako parang, okay, maganda naman tingnan yung blue, sige. And then, yun nga, lahat nung mag-a-announce na siya, parang kami, oh my God, lahat ng tao nagsasabi mong pink. Bakit pink? Tapos sila parang, well,
Oh.
magpe-pink. So, naghanap sila last minute ng pink ribbon.
Uh-huh.
Kasi parang, okay, lahat ng tao naka-pink. Alam nga naman, wala tayong pink anything. So, yung both sisters ko naka-blue, but naka-pink mask. And then si mama, may pink ribbon. And then ngayon, parang hindi naman na-pick up yung blue.
So blue
lahat
pala
talaga,
dapat.
hindi naman dapat. Parang idea lang. Na parang, baka
No.
pwedeng blue and pink. But ngayon parang lahat pink na. Which works for me kasi favorite color ko yung pink. So.
Pink is the the choosing of pink, that's like that's the people's decision.
Yeah.
Ganda.
Like wala kaming
Democracy. Galing. Pink. Okay. The top of your head, lesson from dad.
Oh, lesson from papa. Interesting. I would say mas chill siya kay mama. So I would say si papa yung parang feeling ko pag sobrang overstressed ako, naisip ko, alam mo parang na-imagine ko si papa na parang okay, ang dami mong ginagawa, but parang sobrang relax ko tingnan. So I think yun yung parang, alam mo parang pa-enjoy lang siya, but at the same time, ang dami niya yung ginagawa. So I think yun yung parang medyo gusto ko I feeling ko kasi ako medyo mas stress ako na tao. Parang, oh my God, dami kong kailangan gawin, la. But si Papa parang, chill lang. Or parang narinig ko pa rin yung voice niya minsan na parang sinasabihan niya kami na parang, parang alam mo yun, parang, kalma lang. Or parang siya yung mas ma-joke, I would say, compared to mama. I think, mas ganun yung personality niya. So parang feeling ko minsan pag nasa high stress environment ako, medyo parang serves as a reminder lang. Tapos yung wallpaper ko pa on my phone, parang him na naka-jump shot siya. So parang it's a comforting.
Is it okay if I see this? I'm curious to see what the picture looks like.
Parang ganito. Ayan.
It's edited. Oh, okay.
In-edit ko.
Yeah.
In-edit
ko.
Nice.
Parang live life.
Parang chill lang.
Well, okay. Since I asked the dad, obviously naman, like, top of your head, lesson from mom.
Okay. I think ngayon si mama more like mas habang tumatanda na lang ako ng how to be like more consistent siguro.
Okay.
Alam mo parang si mom, yun nga, parang tiger mom siya since bata kami na parang okay, kahit kunwari wala kang test in the next month, kailangan pa rin mag-aral every day or every other day just because alam mo parang kailangan like alam mo parang hindi ka fall behind your responsibilities. And then I think over time parang kaya mo yun gawin in like different aspects of your life, like from work or like with friends or like maintaining friendships, etc. na parang kailangan consistently you show up.
Yeah.
So I think yun yung biggest one of the biggest lessons siguro na explicitly hindi sa'yo sinasabi but at the same time tinuro niya. Alam mo parang yung small na parang yung medyo pagka-nagger niya nag-help when it comes
consistently
to
nagging.
Actual like real life na kailangan. Yeah.
Okay. You can take your sisters as like one unit, but what is one lesson that you got from your sisters naman?
My sisters. So interesting. Okay. Hindi ko pwede isip my sisters.
Kung wala,
okay. I think kasi magkakaiba kaming personality ng sisters ko. So, I think si Ate Trish, kasi si Ate Trish, I feel like kaming dalawa yung the more emotional people in the family. Alam mo yung parang kami yung iiyak, magsisend kami ng crying picture or like parang, oh my God, pagod na ako, tapos iyak. So I think growing up, okay na andun si Ate Trish for me. Kasi, alam mo, parang hindi ako matatakot to show emotions, which I think very important growing up. So I think yun yung parang medyo lesson ko from Ate Trish na parang okay. Like okay, alam mo parang okay lang to show like moments of weakness sometimes and then babangon ka ulit. Alam mo, yung joke sa akin ng sisters ko pag nag-aaral ako, minsan iiyak ako for 10 minutes and then
naka-schedule. Kailangan din yun eh.
Kailangan mo ng outlet. Oo, kailangan mo ng outlet. I think kasi growing up, hindi naman dahil nakita ko siya palagi umiiyak. But siya yung type na parang sasabihin niya na parang okay, like may problem sa ganito. So parang mas maging open lang, which I appreciate. Kasi I think very important din yun. And I think with Ate Ix, so si Ate Ix when Papa died, parang siya na rin yung naging second parent namin. So, I think yung main lesson ko sa kanya is like how to balance medyo two roles na parang how to be, alam mo, parang a co-parent to my mom but at the same time like
sister.
A sister to us. Yeah. Na parang, kung ako siya, hindi ko alam how to balance that. So, parang pag tinitingnan ko siya, parang okay, minsan kailangan mo maging mas strict sa amin, especially if wala si mama. But at the same time, parang, alam mo yun, like, syempre may group chat kami na kami magkakapatid lang. Alam mo yun, parang, paano mo ibabalance yun. And I think talaga, sobrang na-perfect niya yung pagka-balance noon until now.
Nice. And my last question here is, what is your message to your fellow Filipino youth?
I think, ngayon, kasi most of my friends first presidential election namin to. I mean, ako I voted 2019. But karamihan sa amin or like lahat marami na parang ngayon lang mas nagiging involved. Siguro ipagpatuloy lang yung ginagawa. I think yung youth, like yung generation ko or natin, mas alam mo mas idealistic, mas hopeful na alam mo parang minsan walang gana kapag hindi mo nakikita na may patutunguhan ba to or may change ba na mangyayari or pag gawin ko ba to alam mo parang may magagawa ba tong small actions ko, and sana hindi mawala yung flame na actually makakatulong tong smaller things na to, or parang pag i-voice out mo yung sinasabi mo at some point may makikinig sa'yo na mas nakakatanda or something na mas may magagawa about it. And eventually, alam mo parang hindi siya agad-agad. I think minsan din yung youth, alam mo parang okay, dapat mangyari ito agad. But hopefully, mas maging patient na when it comes to change, mas slow siya. But at the same time, yun, sana mas maging patient, but at the same time, sana hindi mawala yung flame within us. Kasi I think yun yung mas nakaka-push forward ng mga ganitong, especially in these times.
Yeah. And that sort of encapsulates both the lessons that you shared, no? Na consistency, you have to be consistent with these things. And I think I also forget this from time to time, the lesson you got from your dad. You gotta enjoy the ride. You gotta, no matter what position you get yourself into naman, or whatever situation, there's always going to be so many things happening in your life that you wouldn't have control over. The only thing you have control over is how are you going to surf the waves? How are you going to ride the ride of life? And with that, thank you very much for your time. Oh my gosh, it's late na there. As a concerned Filipino, I want to thank you and apologize also that you have to share your mom, because it's one thing. It's really tough that she had that stretch, diba, as VP, and then now you hopefully you'll have to share your you will be one of the many million children of your mom in the next few years. Hopefully things turn out for the better, and that hope continues, and that flame you said to all the people going through the quarter life crisis like me. I hope that flame continues to burn for you guys. And yeah, with that, is there anything else that you wanna add or say as we conclude this? I had a lot of fun in this conversation, by the way.
Me too.
Anything else you wanna add?
Yeah, I think wala. Yun, thank you for having me. Very interesting conversation. Also had fun, even if it's 11 p.m. here. So,
wala kang shoutout dyan. Shoutouts mga no need for that.